What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the RTB Eagle Show presented by SeatGeek. If you guys are watching live here on YouTube, our YouTube channel, head over there, like, subscribe, and ring that bell for show notifications. We are exactly 24 hours away from the kickoff of the 2024, I guess you could say even 25 Philadelphia Eagles season. Man, I can't believe we're already here. I felt like when the preseason started, we were just so far away. But yet here we are. They're going to be over all the way down in Brazil, which is, I'm sure, thrilling nobody because, it just seems like nobody wants to be over there or down there, which makes total sense. The Eagles and Packers will commence tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m. At Corinthians Arena down there in São Paulo, Brazil. Over 50,000 fans will be there, which is just it's going to be a fun scene to look at. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to preview this game, but Brad, how you feeling going into tomorrow night? The spread is only at 2.5 on the Eagles side, which basically, Vegas is telling us this game is going to go either way. So basically it's an awful game to bet if anyone out there who gambles. But how you feeling going into this game? Are you confident? Are you less confident than maybe you were before? More confident? Or it's one of those things, well, it's going to have to play this one quarter by quarter?
I'm confident that they'll definitely pull the win out, but I don't know. I just think that you're not going to see a lot of Eagles green there.
You're not going to see green really at all.
No,
as far as I know,
they'll be there, but
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a big part of them are the fans, and they're not going to.
Yep.
I did hear a lot of the fans are traveling there though.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, we have family who's going over there for this game as well. We did hear earlier today Isaiah Rodgers will not play. We heard yesterday that Devin White will not play. Are those are two starters who are down already, and it's week one. Isaiah Rodgers is a guy who, I mean, he was hurt all last season, so the fact that he's not going to make it to this game is kind of, I guess, alarming a little bit. Look, both these players are starters on defense. We all know, Brad, going into this season, that defense is the point, is a part of this team that we're just not sure of right now. Are you worried at all about missing two starters like these guys for game one already?
More Devin White than I am Isaiah Rodgers.
Okay. Why?
But I don't think it's going to set them back at all. Maybe a little bit, but nothing compared to it would be like game changing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So let's kind of dig into this now then. All right, Brad, the Eagles will win this game if they do what?
Run
the ball well.
Run the ball well.
Okay.
Now I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because I've been talking to a lot of people about this, like my friends and people at work. It's kind of along the same lines as what the Ravens did. They have a running quarterback. Well, not Hurts isn't so much of a running quarterback like Lamar is, but now that they have Derrick Henry and now that the Eagles have Saquon Barkley, do you feel as though, for example, the tush push?
Yeah.
Do you think I think we talked about this in a group chat actually? Do you think that they're going to use Hurts as much as they do in the tush push now that they have a running back
like Saquon?
Yeah. Do you think they're going to risk anything?
I mean, I'll say probably what you're going to say right here. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right.
It's a guarantee. I mean, it's damn near a guarantee every single time they get there. And, I almost feel like the last thing I maybe want Saquon to do is taking those big hits at the possible 1 yard line.
Yeah, but I don't want Hurts doing that either.
I agree. And
it's kind of like a lose-lose situation.
It is. But hey, look, I have Jalen Hurts in fantasy, so give me that tush push all day long. But no, yeah, I think it's one of those things where if it's not broke, don't fix it. if it's a guaranteed 6 points, I guess they're going to keep doing it. They've damn near perfected it. It's going to be interesting to see how the tush push works without Jason Kelsey. We'll see how much he might have meant to that whole play. So for me, I think the Eagles win if they can find a way defensively to get to Jordan Love and limit that Green Bay offense. Because look, the last time we seen the Packers, play before they lost last season, the playoffs, they put up 45 points against the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys have a top 2 or 3 defense in the NFL. So this is a Green Bay offense that can flat out put points up. Mm-hmm. So I think the Eagles win if they're able to stifle Jordan Love. If Jordan Love's allowed to do, to just sit back there and do what quarterbacks were able to do last season against the Eagles defense and just do whatever they want, it might, that explosive Eagles offense is going to have to show up big time on week 1 tomorrow in Brazil. So I think that's the way the Eagles win, is by stifling Jordan Love, because I'm totally confident in the Eagles offense to put up 30 plus points tomorrow. I really am. My concern is my concern is, can the defense prevent Green Bay from scoring 35? So that's where I'm at. The Eagles will win if the defense is able to get to Jordan Love. So I guess it kind of maybe answers the other question is, Brad, the Green Bay Packers win if they what?
Well, you just said.
My only other thing would be the Green Bay Packers win if Jalen Hurts has a bad game. If Jalen Hurts, that's the only other one. If the Green Bay Packers win if Jordan Love just goes, just balls out tomorrow night.
I'm okay with losing the first game because it knock off the rust, but I don't want it to happen. But
I think, and one of my the next talking point has to do with, I think, the effects of losing tomorrow. So we're going to get to that in a second. I think if Jalen Hurts has a poor game, then it's going to be a long day at the office for the Eagles. Howie Roseman has done a magnificent job at providing his quarterback with every weapon possible in that offense. So now it's between Kellen Moore and inside that helmet of Jalen Hurts, of how this is going to get pulled off. I'm staking my whatever reputation I might have into Kellen Moore, because I'm a big believer of him, and I think he's going to get out the most out of Jalen Hurts that I still think the best of Jalen Hurts is still out there. And I believe Kellen Moore is that coach who can get that out of him. And I'm excited for that. So, that's the Eagles lose, I believe, if Jalen Hurts just completely just plummets tomorrow. And I just don't see that happening. No. All right. So to kind of go off what you were saying, let's kind of move forward now. The importance of game 1 of the season. So I'm putting importance into game 1 of this season, Brad, because if they lose this game, it's basically now they've opened up the scab from losing 5 of 6 at the end of last season and then losing in the postseason. It's like, it just has now, I worry about the carryover effect if they lose this game. If they go into this game and get blown out, then there's a problem. But if they lose, 34-31, and it came down to one final kick, it's one of those things where, or if they lose 30-27 or 30-28, where Jalen Hurts left the field with the lead and there's no turnovers from his side, I'm okay with it. But the Eagles, it's going to have to be one of those kind of games to convince me that there's no carryover from last season. Are you worried at all about a carryover from last season going into tomorrow night?
Now that you brought that up, I didn't even think about them
You're
losing
welcome.
those. Yeah, I didn't even think about them losing those games.
Yep.
I wouldn't. I don't see them losing, but in my opinion, I haven't seen nothing during the offseason that would make it to where they would do that. If it's a shootout game and it's back and forth scoring, and they lose the game, I'm okay.
Okay.
But if it's just like a complete breakdown, I don't know what's going on.
Again,
Yeah,
I
I gotta
agree.
go, maybe.
That's how I feel. Yeah, and I've started to see how there are people, there's even, pundits that cover the Eagles who are not feeling good about this game. I'm going to take it for case in point. Ruben Frank, who covers the Eagles for NBC Sports Philly, he said he didn't have a good feeling. Nick Sirianni is 3-0 in openers. The Eagles are 7-2 in September under Nick Sirianni with 6 straight wins. So I think the biggest concern here, and from what I've seen from a lot of people previewing this game, is kind of what we talked about at the beginning, where we have no clue what defense is going to show up. And the fact that you're going into tomorrow night already down 2 starters, one of which in that secondary, that's a worry for me. I'm really happy that you're super confident they're going to get this win. I'm just really, I'm worried. Green Bay, they ranked 12th in the NFL last year in scoring. They averaged 28 points in their last 9 games. And we saw how good Jordan Love was in the second half of that season. But again, picking week 1 is hard. But what makes you so confident that they're going to be able to take care of business tomorrow night?
I just can't see Green Bay being a better team than the Eagles to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like Jordan Love, but I just think that we have way too much firepower.
Mm-hmm.
And that can go bad. Having too much firepower can go bad.
Right.
But I just can't see them blowing it. I just can't. I don't know. It's just something.
Mm-hmm. So look,
plus my Devontae white jersey is coming in tomorrow, so it's perfect.
Oh, I
timing.
hope it shows up tomorrow. That would
It's supposed
be
to come today, but it's coming tomorrow, so it's gonna be.
Never trust fanatics. So look, yeah, when you look at this game, I think the NFL did a great job, by the way, and I don't say this too often. The first 2 games of the regular season are by the top 4 teams, maybe in the NFL. You have the Ravens and the Chiefs playing tonight, who are bona fide the 2 best teams in the AFC on paper. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. And then you look at the NFC side, you got Green Bay and the Eagles, 2 of the top teams in the NFC, hands down. So when you look at this, these are 2 legitimate NFC contenders. They're obviously coming off different finishes last season. Green Bay it was really hot at the end of the season last year, whereas the Eagles were the complete opposite. Had a complete epic collapse. I do think the defense is going to be shored up with Vic Fangio in there. And I just feel like you said, I think Kellen Moore is going to be able to maximize just the abundance of talent that he's got at his disposal. And I also do think the Eagles pull it out. So let's kind of go. I want to do some over-unders before we get to our final predictions. Again, guys, I didn't want to have a big show tonight because all 3 of us are going to be on tomorrow night immediately after the game for our post-game instant reaction show. I'm going to do some over-unders here, Brad, and I'm going to just join it with you, and let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to start with this one. Over-under, I'm going to say for the amount of turnovers created by the Eagles defense tomorrow. Where I'm going to put that number at 2. Where are you? Over or under? Or even?
I'll probably say probably exactly 2, maybe.
2. Okay.
2. I don't see them going over. So I'll say
I'll have under. I think they're going to have 1. I actually think they get an early interception. I don't know why.
I would like to see a fumble too.
I would love to see a strip sack. So let's get Brandon Graham in there. Over under sacks on Jordan Love tomorrow. I'm gonna put it at 2.
I say 3.
Wow, so you're going
The
over
over
3
2.
sacks.
I think he's going to get sacked at least once in the first quarter. Or, I mean, not first quarter, first half. And then throughout the game, I think they're going to have a couple offensive line breakdowns.
Okay.
We had
So
too much power up there.
Yeah, I agree.
Too many big guys.
On the offensive side of the ball, over under 225 total passing yards for Jalen Hurts.
I'd say under. I think they're going to run a lot.
Okay. So then over under total touchdowns by Jalen Hurts, I have it at 2. So that includes he runs the ball. So
yep. Are you saying over or under 2?
I'm saying over under 2.
What are you saying?
I say over. I think he gets 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah, I was going to say 3. I was about to say 3 before you even
I
said
think
2.
he's going to show out. Part of me even thinks that we might even see 4.
Yeah, I have
2 rushing, 2 passing.
Yeah, I have at least 1 rushing. I mean, not run rushing. I have him rushing, Saquon rushing, and AJ getting a TD.
Okay. Over under. I'm going to say 20. Over under 20 carries for Saquon Barkley.
Under.
I'm going to say under 2. I'm going to say 17 carries.
I say around like between 15 17.
I'm going to say he's going to get 16. I'm going to say 17 carries, but I think he catches 5 balls.
Yeah, they're going to use him on screens a lot.
Yep. All right. So last couple here. Over under total yards for AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Combined or separately?
Combined. So I'm at over under 220. So let's just say that's 110 each. But what do you think?
I have AJ getting at least 80.
Okay.
And Smitty getting at least, because I feel like they're going to spread the ball around a little bit.
So you're going under.
I'm going under for Smitty.
So I'm going to go under total yards.
Yeah, I'm going to say at least 80 AJ, like around 60, 65-ish for Smitty.
Wow. I'm going to go under. I'm going to be like right around like 180, 190. I think AJ is going to have about 120, maybe 110, and 80 yards and a touchdown from Devontae. I think Devontae gets pay dirt, and I think AJ just gets more catches and more yards.
I see that.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Over under 2 sacks allowed on Jalen Hurts.
I say right around 2.
Okay.
No more than 2, but I'm going to say 2.
Okay.
I think he'll get sacked at least once or twice.
That's fair. All right. So let's get to our final predictions for this game tomorrow. Again, everybody, this is just our quick preview show. We want to get you guys riled up for the game tomorrow night. As soon as that clock hits all zeros in the fourth quarter or even overtime, God, please no. We are going to be on here for our RTB Eagle show, instant reaction post-game show. So if you're on our YouTube channel right now, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for when we go live. If you're watching us on Facebook, same thing. Just look out for us to go live on the feed. And same thing with my Twitter account. Once we go live, you guys will all be notified for that. All right, here we go. Final score for you, Brad. What are you looking at for this game? Who wins and what's the score?
I think the Eagles win by 3.
Jeez. I can't take it.
I think they're gonna win by 3. I can't see that being a touchdown more.
Wow. All right. I have the Eagles winning 31-21. I had 31-24 going into this, but I feel like late in the fourth they're able to add a couple points to push that lead a little bit. But
I see them putting up at least 30, but I just don't see them being up.
Yeah. Oh, a win by 3, that would be terrifying. But all right, sounds good to me. It would be beautiful. That means we're all heading into the official home opener on Monday night, week 2 against the Atlanta Falcons at 1-0. I'm very much looking forward to that. everyone's just stay positive. I know as we get closer to this game, people will automatically start becoming worried and negative. Look, what's going to happen is going to happen. I think and Brad agrees, the Eagles are a better team overall. And I just feel like Vic Fangio has this team, this defense ready to roll. And I think Kellen Moore has this offense just ready to start just distributing that ball all over the place. I think he's going to have Jalen Hurts at his best. We all believe this team, this offense is completely healthy, it seems, which is awesome. The defense, maybe not so much, but still, I'm okay with Nakobe Dean back there. We saw what he did in the preseason. Now it's just time to do it where it matters. But nonetheless, we'll be here, guys, tomorrow night, immediately after week 1, Eagles, Packers. Brad and I both have the Eagles winning. I have them winning by just a little bit more than he does, but a win's a win. I really don't care how they get it. Okay. So for the RTB Eagles show and Brad DeFrancesco, I'm Chris DeFrancesco, and we'll catch you guys here tomorrow night. And as always,